Hi, and welcome to Naomi's episode that nobody asked for, but here I am anyways. This one is real, and I know I'm not the only one who's been through something like this. Do you remember I only talk about things that I've been through? I'm not here to talk about anyone else but me, myself, and I. My family cut me off, and to be real, that's still where we at today. We don't talk, they don't talk to me, and I'm not forcing it either. And it all started from a misunderstanding. Years ago, when my daughter was young, I didn't just leave her. My uncle, rest in love, actually begged me to leave her with family because I was still young and he knew I was about to step into the real world and struggle. He didn't want my daughter to go through that with me. So that decision came from love, from protection, from wanting better for her. And I trusted that. At the same time, I needed to walk away from a situation I wasn't happy in with my first husband. Years passed, and when she was about almost 21 years old, she showed up in my house, which I was like, oh, she never comes around my house. And I didn't even know she had run away from where she was. But because she was with me, my family assumed I had something to do with it. And that hurt because I didn't. So I did what I believed was right. I brought everyone together in my home and I told her, you need to go back to your parents because I respect them. I respect the love they gave her, the way they cared for her when I couldn't be there. This is the one that raised her. I never once tried to interfere. I never told her, hey, I'm your mom, come with me. I stayed in my place out of respect. We went to this family home to solve the problem. I took all my kids, we went there. It got loud. Emotions were high, but the truth came out. She said it herself. I had nothing to do with it. And I meant it. But people will still believe what they want to believe. We ended that night together. We prayed. We had a family moment. And I thought everything was okay. But sometimes, even when things look fixed on the outside, people are still holding things in their hearts. And eventually, they still chose to walk away from me. Not just me, but my mom and my family too. And that hurt. But I had to ask myself, what did I do wrong? And the answer was nothing. And that's when God stepped in for me. And I'm not trying to sound all deep or like I know everything. This is just something I read this week that really set with me. I didn't do anything wrong, but they misunderstood me. I was reading about Joseph and I think it was like Genesis 37. Joseph was his father's favorite. And because of that, his own brothers hated him. Not because he did something wrong, but because of how they felt about him. They talked about him, they misunderstood him, they let jealousy grow in their hearts to the point where they threw him in the pit and sold him like he meant nothing. And what hit me was this: Joseph didn't do anything wrong. He was just being who God called him to be. And still he was rejected by his own family. Just like that. I realized you can have a good heart and still be misunderstood. You can move with love and still be talked about. You can do the right thing and still be treated like you did wrong. But that doesn't change who you are. And it didn't change who Joseph was either. God still had his hand on him, even in the pit. If you feel like you're in the pit right now, God is still working on your story. What did I learn? I learned to forgive, not because, you know, they apologized, but because I needed peace. I learned to stand in my truth. and stop over explaining myself to people who already made up their minds. And I learned just because people walk away from you doesn't mean God did. Today, I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. I'm at peace because God changed my heart and reminded me I'm not alone. So if you're going through something like this, family distance, misunderstandings, feeling cut off, just know this. Keep your heart right, keep your intentions pure, and let God handle the rest. Because what people misunderstand, God understands completely. So, hope everybody have a good day because I know I am. Bye.